G'day guys, welcome back to Down Under Projects. Well, today's project has got nothing at all to do with boats. So you might want to switch off now if you like boat stuff. But it's got everything to do with diesel engines, particularly the 1HD FTE Toyota Land Cruiser factory 4.2 litre turbo diesel. So I've currently got a stock standard engine in this HDJ78 2002 model troop carrier. I'm just about to get a new exhaust and a new air intake. So I thought it might be handy to just see if we can measure any real world improvements. The nature of the test is that it's a long, reasonably steep hill, and so I'm just going to leave the car in top gear at 100 k's an hour and try and maintain that as I go up the hill. I know in the current configuration it won't be able to do that in top gear. So for those of you that know the area or want to come down the south coast and see how your troopy goes in the same situation, I like this spot because it's just as you drive up into Kiama on the south coast. There's a rest area before it. You can pull over, you can get yourself all sorted, make sure your car's all warm and ready to go, and then you can pull out, get up to speed nice and easily. It's all legal, and then there's 3 lanes as you go up this hill. So providing you haven't got a really slow truck or caravan on the inside lane, you're right to just cruise up there at 100 k's an hour and see how you go. If there was a truck, you could always sneak into that second lane, but you're still not going to be blocking any traffic that wants to go flying up there and anything over 100 k's. So we're just coming up to this rest area now. I'll pull in and I'll just get the GoPro set up, and then we'll do the first test. So just get this all nicely sorted. And they got, toilets and stuff here. Sometimes you can even get a coffee, so it's not a bad spot to start from if you're coming down to do a bit of a performance test. Alright, I might just go in front of this bloke. That'll do. Yeah, see that little container there quite often has a driver reviver set up. Alright. Okay, so we're at the rest stop below this big hill, and I'm just going to cruise on up, make entry onto the freeway at a decent speed, and then go up and see how we perform. I'm going to leave it in top gear this time and just get to 100 k's and then see if I can hold that in 5th gear. So here we go, we're coming out of the rest area and we're just making our way up. There's a bit of traffic behind, but I think we'll be able to get up to speed and enter the freeway at a reasonable pace. I'm just giving it peeps. You can see the gauges on the GoPro. I'm not going to look down there because I'm entering the traffic. And away we go. So we're up to about 100 in 4th. Now I'll sit in 5th at that speed on the gauge. So my 100 k's an hour on my speedo is about 105 in reality. In fact, I will do a check of that using a GPS, but I've got the 285/75/16 tyres on here, so it does tend to read a little lower than the actual speed. So there we are, we're at 2400 in top gear. Might just, once this opens up into 3 lanes, I might just move over because I'm going to end up going, should go past the truck. Okay, there we are, 100 as we go across that line, maybe just under. And I expect it to kind of bog down because I am in 5th gear. Right, I've got my foot basically flat to the boards. I'm not looking at the gauge at the moment, but yeah, so we're dropping down to 2200 revs. And what are we looking at there? That's 80, 90 something. And then we'll just lug back up again in a second, I suppose, because we get to the crest of the hill. So that's pretty stock standard. That's what I expected. Alright, now I can pull off down here. I might even try and go back and repeat this another 2 times. Leaving the rest area, I'll get it up to speed as quickly as I can, so I enter the highway at an appropriate speed, and we'll see how we go. Test number 2, here we go. 2 complete. Well, I just took that time to use the toilet facilities here, so we can let those big trucks get out of the way. But I would recommend to anyone coming down to this rest stop, you want to have a strong constitution or you don't want to be using the toilets. Let's just put it that way. They are disgusting. Right, test number 3 underway. Starting the rest area. Looks like we can get a bit of a good break here, getting on the highway. Not too much traffic. Sorry, have the little lights on. There we go. We've got just the slightest amount of drizzle, no wind. Other than that, conditions are exactly the same. Away we go. We've got one car a long way behind us, so I feel comfortable going into that other lane because I know this semi will sort of bog down towards the top, as will we, but cars will still be able to get around us if need be. There's no one behind us at the moment. Right, let's go. Flat to the boards. Now we've got the 3-inch Manta exhaust installed. We'll give it a run going up the hill. There is a bit of traffic, but we'll see how we go. This is run number 1 with the 3-inch exhaust. turbo lag. So its turbo lag is reduced, so it seemed to get better range out of it. It's definitely nicer to just drive around town. Okay, let's do run number 2 with the 3-inch exhaust. run and we'll see how that goes. Okay, run number 3 with the 3-inch exhaust. Wait a second here because I'll get a good break if I just take it easy. Just let this last car go and then we'll get into it. Nothing behind me. Easy here. I might be able to let these guys in front. There's always going to be one slow guy to stuff things up, so let's give them a couple of 100 metres and we'll get in. I'll be interested to have a look at those. Pretty sure I'm getting a little bit better out of it. Definitely, as I've said, the lack of turbo lag is the thing that I've noticed the most. And then yeah, just that sort of pulling up the hill feels like it's going a bit better, but I'll have a look at the numbers and see. So all that's left to do now is do another 3 runs once I've got the new air intake installed, and that'll be about another week away for me, but you guys will see it pretty soon, I'm guessing. Good morning. Well, here we go. I've now got the it's a Safari R-Max Snorkel on board, so I've got the 3-inch exhaust and the larger air intake. So let's give it a go. This is test number 1. It's pretty busy here at the moment, so we'll see how we go. Let's just do it. So now we've got the 3-inch exhaust and the Snorkel. We'll see how she goes. Just same old, 100 kilometres an hour when we hit the bottom of the hill. And I'll just put my boot into it all the way up and see where we end up. Test number 2. I'm just getting low on the sub tank there, so I think I'll just flick that back to the primary. I think I've done cameras in the way, but it was like 560 k's or something like that. I normally get about 600 out of the tank, and it 2, 3-inch exhaust, and new Snorkel. So this is it, the third and final run. This one is with the Snorkel and the 3-inch exhaust, and this will conclude the testing once we get this one done. Just take my time coming out on the highway here. Because he wanted to get up that hill, he needed the speed, but I didn't want to go over 100, and he just dropped away as soon as we started going up the hill. Poor bugger. Anyway, all right, third and final test. Well guys, I just thought I'd whack this photo in to show you that when I'm doing 100 k's an hour on my speedometer, the app on my phone is saying I'm doing 104, and that's probably because I've got the larger tyres. They're 285, 75, 16s, and something just to bear in mind, if you have non-standard rims and tyres, you may end up being a little over the speed limit compared to what you think you're doing. As for the 3-inch exhaust, it's been a great thing. I remember the guys at Berrima Diesel telling me that diesels need to get rid of the exhaust. Don't worry so much about air in, especially when you've got a turbo forcing the air in. It's more about getting the exhaust out, and that is a very wise advice from those guys. I got it fitted by Brad at Oak Flats Muffler Men, and they are great. I would highly recommend them. I'm not sponsored by anyone, but yeah, just got good service from them. And it's a Manta exhaust. I'm loving it. It's got the mid-tone with the little hot dog. As for the raised air intake, the main reason I got that was that the Toyota two-piece one had cracked, and I was going to be spending money to get a new one anyway. So there are some advantages to having a one-piece raised air intake, and I believe this does, once you get over 80 or 90 Ks, does have that effect of forcing a little more clean air in. But the main thing for me, I'm not doing deep water crossings. It's not about that. It's just to have a reliable one-piece air intake, and that was the one that was recommended to me. It's a Safari R-Max, so happy with that too. And the package together seems to be performing really well. So if you're going to get something like this, I hope this has helped you out in making your decisions. Thanks for watching Down Under Projects.